Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Modern Explorers Live! We are live, and you are joined by Jay and Mick. I'm Jay in California, and Mick is... Mick, where are you?
Sweden.
Got you on
What
the
was it
wrong
called?
title.
Norris.
Oh, such a lame one. Sorry,
Yeah.
gang. I had the wrong title of your location up. Hallsberg, Sweden. There we go.
Is that where I am? I've got no idea. It's
That's
it's
where you
weird
are.
the way you travel nowadays because you put a site in and then you just follow the phone until you get there. I've got no idea what towns or anything are close to here. So that's good to know. Hallberg.
There you are.
Well, where am I in Sweden again? But in an amazing place. Really amazing place, actually. There are 4 stone circles. I can't exactly see what you're showing, Jay.
Let's see. You.
There's, shall I do a little talk? Say
There we
again?
go. Yeah, that was a rocky start with the titles. Yeah, start over. We have some viewers. Hey, everybody watching from wherever you are. Please feel free to join us in the chat and let us know what's going on. And Mick, where are you? Hallsberg, Sweden. Where in Hallsberg?
Apparently so, yes.
In a little place you said you're in Norrby,
just on the
Stenar.
outskirts. That's right. That's right.
Amazing.
And it's a really quite impressive place. It's my 3rd of the day. So we'll have a little look at some of the clips from 2 previous sites that I was at. This is actually not far from where I was last night. We did a live stream at Backen, the burial sort of site there. And this is, I think it's only about a 10-minute drive from there. 4 stone circles and loads of other sort of stones. We noticed yesterday, didn't we, that there was 2 stones offset from the stone circle, and there's loads of the same happening here as well. So I can do a little tour. I'm gonna have to be careful of which way I'm facing. The wind is killer. I flew the drone and it was not having a good time. So I'm going to turn my camera around and show you what I see. I do that.
Cool. As he's going around, we can take a look at the map here. You can see how these are arranged. 4 circles. There's some drone footage. Looks like maybe a
So there's a
ship.
gap, but there's 2 and then another 2, isn't there?
Yeah, there really is, yeah. Yeah, and an odd shape's a 3 over there. Maybe that's like a 3, so even a smaller circle.
Well, that's... So let me show you then. Right? So this is the one that I think this is the largest. It's certainly got the largest stones in it. You can see this one. This is taller than me. This is like 2.5 meters, maybe.
So that's down here.
And then there's another circle that's made up of much smaller stones. But so this is the one on basically next to the car park.
Right.
So the largest. I think there's 9 stones in there. Then there's this smaller one, and then there's these 3 stones just on their own.
Yeah.
So they're somehow connected to these 2. There's also other stones.
There. And if you look, there's 3 more stones under that big tree, closer to the road.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Over in that direction.
That has its own little grouping of cluster of 3 over there. So that's an interesting little pattern.
Yeah. And then walking over here, the first one I come to, like the 3rd one, is not as complete as most of them. I think this stone here, sorry, it's a bit bumpy. This is like all that's like thick heather. So I might fall over, but worth it. So that one seems to be I think this is 1 circle. Again, decent enough sized stones, to be honest with you. And then the fourth one is over there. But yeah, loads of stones around. I think it said online there's 50 stones in total. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Monumental grave field. Wow. Okay. So pretty accessible location, not too hard to get to. Anybody in the area. Lots of tall grass, very nice. Almost 50 stones, 4 circles, 9 or 7. They don't really talk about the 3 to the side. Very interesting.
Yeah. And there's no sign here, so I haven't got any information to add. You'll have to get it all off the internet. There are some interesting things, though. There's, we've seen at the sites recently how they were having like red, grey, like alternating the colours. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of the pink stones here. I'm not sure if you can see this one, but that's very pink. It's that quartz crystal again. Right. There's also the sort of like cuts out of the stones all over the place. You might be able to see. Let me show you. So here, for example, like they say that the judges sat on these stones, didn't they? And we've been seeing this all over the place. There's plenty of stones that seem like they're purposefully coming to a point, like pyramidal, triangular shaped. There's quite a lot of those. We'll walk back through and you'll notice, I'll point them out. There's plenty that are like that one.
Yeah, and they call them these judges' thrones. So you got to wonder what kind of fun judge would like a seat like that. They're sitting in court like, God dang, what's up his ass,
Yeah. So, yeah, you can see in this one, again, there's like a very pointy one, and then there's one to sit on in that direction. But this over here is the most convincing. There's the first stone with the bigger stone. That's the one where there's loads of stones.
Yeah.
That have got this sort of like seat for them to sit on.
Hi to Sue as well from
England.
And Doc Carlita says, wow, until you walked into the frame, it wasn't clear how large those stones are. True, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you do that? Set that down. Go stand next to that big, sharp, pointy one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, these are huge, right? Like, you got to really imagine what the effort to get them here and put them there.
Yeah, and so many, that's what the thing that gets me.
So many.
And, like you say, I'll go and stand next to it. This has got to be, it's pretty wide as well. I mean, it's a good meter wide. That's got to be 5-6 tons probably.
Jeez.
It's not easy to move at all.
How do you even begin
Possible,
to estimate?
totally.
Yeah, but not like, I mean, look at how it is. Well, I mean, wait till you talk about
it's like we were talking about
stones too, right? Have you gone to that site? That was on the list, right? We're going to try to do something from there.
Oh, I'll be there in about 5 days. Okay. Stenar or something it's called, isn't it? The biggest ship that there is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be our finale.
That's my plan.
Save that for the end.
Basically.
Yeah. But I mean,
they're all this size.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good, really nice. But it's like the 2 sites I went to earlier today. They really felt like burial graves.
Yeah.
I went to the second one I went to, Jay. There wasn't much there. There was only 3 stones, but I went there because it's the biggest burial site in Sweden. I think it was 150 mounds or graves they found there.
Yeah.
And there was a square, stone square, there was a stone that had this cut out of it, and it looked like it had drill marks. I think it might be modern, but I don't know what or who did that. I'm not sure if you can see it. I can't see what you see, but so that really felt like a burial site. But then you come here and there's 4 stone circles. Where's the mounds? Where's, it doesn't seem to fit this site with all of the others that I've seen so far on this trip.
Well, you've got
I don't see any
lot of
mounds
agriculture in the surrounding area. I mean, the whole place has been farmed heavily. It's odd because where you are kind of falls into almost like someone's backyard. And you look at some of the other yards, there's not a lot. They bulldozed most of it. Not a lot there. For the most part, I'd say, well, there's something here in this person's house. They have what looks like a standing stone in their driveway. Possibly in their yard. Big mansion. They might have something. Yeah, but for the most part...
But that's the thing with Sweden.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just covered.
It's
driving
everywhere.
around,
Yeah.
you see these piles of stones that could be dolmen.
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mostly been pretty farmed out. I'm just scrolling through the map. You'll see next time, but like in the whole area, there's very little that's untouched or not where the earth hasn't been heavily manipulated. It's all farms where you are.
What does it say about this site? As I said, I've not seen a sign. I don't know if they've done any excavating or do they find any remains here.
It said it was once the site of a communal assembly where judgments would be made. Alternate name of a Dormaringar.
Domaring. That's Swedish for stone circle.
Domaringar, yeah. Or judges' circles. It was speculated that on each of the stones a judge would sit, even that pointy one. And the reason the stones were always an odd number, usually 7 or 9, was so there would always be a majority in the decisions that were taken. However, there's no archaeological or textual evidence of this kind of usage, but rather there are signs of them being cremation burials or secondary burials. However, they're usually sparse in the artifacts that would often be found in the graves.
Did they basically just say there's no evidence for this?
Yeah, there's no written evidence. In addition to the stone
written
circles,
evidence.
The grave, yeah, I think it's only. Doesn't
that mean no evidence? How else would you know? Yeah, exactly.
You can imagine it.
Evidence.
Yeah.
How else would you know that yeah, okay. Well, I can't. I'll tell you what, I can't, because I will try and sit on this stone here. I mean, firstly, why are there?
We all know how that stone's gonna feel. You don't have to sit on it.
Why are there 4 circles together? Why are there 4 circles together? What's what? They were busy in this area. There was lots of criminals.
There must have been a lot of war, right?
Like,
why would you need mass graves if it wasn't for war and not genocide, perhaps, but who knows?
I can sit on it like that.
Ouch.
It makes me want to make the decision very quickly.
I would imagine, yeah, you look a little judgmental. Sue says the whole country is ripe for excavation and further exploration. And Doc appreciate going up to stand next to the stones. So who'd climb up there onto that one?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Take a seat. Come in, take a seat.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
This one though, this one has got a couple of big chunks out of it. This is. I don't know what this was for. I've got no idea what to make of this. This is just an observation of these, like L shapes. I've got no idea what that could be used for.
Yeah, they need to.
That's not a seat.
No.
Unless that's been reconstructed and the stone's been moved.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do much moving of the stones to dig below. I mean, I don't know how much of this was really reconstructed. It looks like it's got a little bit of one of the rings has a little bit of a boat shape to it.
This one again, like,
who knows what's in the bushes.
It's a really nice site, though.
Yeah. And there are others today as well, right? You started with Glanshammer?
Yes. Yeah, so that was interesting. That, again, like, that was just a burial site. It was the biggest mounds I've seen for a while.
Yeah, on the side of the road.
Yeah, and there was some interesting, it looked like, it said on the sign that there had been no excavations, but look at the holes on top of the mounds. There's holes all over the place. It actually looks like they've dug them out, to be honest.
Well, this is just, Vikings came through. They probably saw these for whatever they were, and for the most part, dug up to rob whatever they could, right? Pillage this stuff. I mean, let's say that this is ridiculously old, right? Let's just say most of these are old. Let's just say they're way older than people think. Okay? They would have been excavated by other civilizations long before ours.
You would think so, wouldn't you? Especially like the chambered tomb type of one where they can actually go in and find something. I mean, they might not want to dig randomly in the middle of a bump, but
but this collapsed one here is it's obvious there was a thatch roof to it, that eventually just gave in or sunk or whatever collapsed. There must have been some roof to it that collapsed. That's worth a dig.
Let me I'm going to turn my camera around so I can see what you're doing.
Yeah, like this site you could easily dig up.
Yeah, and then there was some small stones and loads of the mounds of those little stones. Oh, I did take something for you, Jay, because you said yesterday about when we were looking at a corner vallon and that mound on top of the hill and how there was no grass on it. There was a mound at the first site this morning where the grass and soil had all grown in between the stones. So I don't know what's going on with the cairns where there's no growth on top, because you would think if they've been here, maybe they've been cleaned or something. I've got no idea. You would think that grass would just grow on top eventually.
Interesting. Yeah, like maybe people just, maybe folks just so much walking, has created this kind of, people just walk around it so much to create a trail. Maybe it's kept a little bit back or something. Another perspective. Hello, explorers. Hello, back at you. How are you? Hello, explorers, to you too. Yeah, so that's a hell of a site. Really cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And there's a lot of these, so many sites. I still get the feeling that they're in communities.
Yeah.
Like I'll go from one area where there's a bunch of sites, and then I'll drive half an hour, and then there's another bunch of sites, and then half an hour, another bunch of sites. It seems like, again, like I said, like Scandinavia makes me think that the story that there are graves much more realistic.
Yeah.
Is how I would imagine it to be.
Sure. I don't think that was their original use, though. I think they found them and used them for that.
I don't.
Like the second site that you were at here is like heavily used as a grave site with all the stones. Those small stones that they would pile on. But what it could have been where they found bodies before. It could have been where their ancient ancestors were buried, and so they kept the tradition alive. Years later. But if Moana has taught us anything, it's they do travel. They got out there and they hit the seas. So
this that you're looking at now is a stone square or maybe rectangle. It's hard to tell without flying a drone. It was so windy there, I couldn't fly the drone, to be honest with you. So, and again, that's the smaller blocks looks easy to, and we could make that we could do that in an afternoon. Well, maybe not afternoon, but we could do it, couldn't we? These were the 3 standing stones. I can't remember. I mean, again, looking at the way they're arranged, I can imagine a ship being made out of those. But that's just my take on it when I looked at it. And then there's another video of that stone that's just, again, it's got this big cut out of it, but there's drill marks on it. I was a bit perplexed by that because I don't know what to make of it. With that modern, the drill mark, it looks modern. It looks like sometimes I see these drill holes about that big. Yeah, you see it.
Yeah, no, it looks modern. I also think that it reminds me of the stones in London Links, I think. On that golf course, there's these 3 stones that have a similar arrangement. Those big standing stones, the similar look to them.
Yeah,
a bit.
Yeah, those are much bigger, weren't they? But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that's a cool.
So yeah, but yeah, this doesn't feel. This feels like you're talking about a civilization before, and then the more recently they were used as burial sites. That's what I think of here, right. And that's what I thought of at Askerberger, the one with the 10-ton blocks with the missing ends to the ship. Those 2 sites in particular, I felt like that hadn't been interfered with as much as some of the other ones. This I don't. That's why I was curious. I bet they haven't found much here in terms of artifacts and cremated remains. I bet they wouldn't either. But it's interesting to look up from above, and like you were talking, Jay, about doing chat GBT to see to ask it questions about the layout of the sites. It would be interesting to see if what the 4 circles, if they have some kind of stellar alignment, like the hurlers with the Orion belt.
That's right,
and that kind of thing.
We had this idea to go in. We had this idea to go in and talk to Chat GPT. So we have a very special guest today, and we're going to give it a go. This is probably the most formidable authority on a lot of archaeology throughout the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Chat GPT. All right, so Chat GPT, we're going to ask some questions. This is going to be really fun. Hopefully everyone can hear you. Me, Chat GPT. I don't know if it talks, but it can make mistakes, as it says right there. One of the things we were asking, I guess, was, let's see. So I guess remember when we were discussing.
We could do this another time, man.
Constellations and I think we need the phone for it to work. I don't know.
Yeah, no, of course. I didn't mean to do it now. I thought that you were suddenly ready to go. But I wonder what the layout of these 4 is, if there's some significance. You know, there are plenty of stone circles I've been to where there is some kind of link to the stars. Plenty.
Yeah.
Poland. You know, well, that's it. No, I'm joking. No, there's loads. You know, you know about it. Those in Ireland, and loads of our films are always talking about how it's.
Aspect would you like to explore further?
Can you hear that?
ChatGPT?
Certain megalithic sites align
with
constellations, the historical
But is it?
significance of these alignments, or anything else you're curious about.
Is it clear to you what it's saying?
It's rubbish, though, isn't it?
I don't think so, because I think now
I can hear it.
Okay, so I'm gonna hook this up where we can just talk to it, and it talks back in its own little feed. So I asked Peter Champeau about the stone circles and the 8 to 9 stones, and the one that is offset is from another perspective. So it could be an offset stone. Let's see.
What did she say? That's Stenar, isn't it?
So yeah, why are some stones offset in the rings throughout, I guess, Sweden? Let's see. So the offset stones in the stone rings found through Sweden Stop scrolling. And other parts of Scandinavia are subject to a significant interest in study. There are several theories as to why some might offset alignments, constellations, symbolic meanings, burial markers, terrain and stability, availability of stones, intentional design, expansion over time, movement over time, or reconstruction. So that's a whole lot of I don't know.
It's just like a copy and paste from Wikipedia, isn't it? That's what it's shit. We need it to improve a lot more before it can help us out. I think it's a good idea to get AI to
Okay, so
this pattern to anywhere.
So asking it why, like which one do you think? And it
If I had
said,
to pick, I'd lean towards a combination of astronomical alignments and cultural or ritual significance as the most likely reasons for the offset stones in Sweden's stone circles. Here's why.
What was it?
Astronomical
astronomical
Stone
alignments.
circles in various parts of the world, including Sweden, often
So they have
alignments that
they
correspond to
often
celestial events.
align with celestial
Ancient
events. They're
builders were
saying.
likely attuned to the movements of the sun,
Right.
moon, and stars, using these structures
That's
to plan
interesting.
their
So
purposes.
if you stand in the center of this one and look at those stones, that's
The offset
where
stones could be key.
the summer solstice,
Could be key markers for
sunrise or
events.
sunset is, or something.
Yeah, there's also spiritual and cultural
Mhm.
importance of these sites cannot be overlooked. The offset stones might represent specific deities, ancestors, or aspects of the cosmos, which were significant.
Yeah, well, they're certainly in a line. That's for sure. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would they align with Earth energies and theories about them?
Go over here.
Yeah, ley lines, energy voices.
So standing in this circle, there's two stones pointing off in that direction. Then there's these three in a line. So are they?
Let's see.
Kinda.
Oh,
These
dowsing.
three.
Some practitioners use dowsing. We know about dowsing to find Earth's energies. You should bring some dowsing rods.
I've got some.
Ah. Sacred geometry,
The ones
Nordic mythology. Dowsing
But
could
these
be
are in
worth
a line
doing,
too.
though. Yeah. Yeah.
Good shout.
Offset stones.
Mm.
Athena believes for healing, right? Athena's here. She says she believes in. She asked a professional who studies the ley lines, and he agrees about the energies.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. Absolutely.
They say they could represent a
I mean,
complex
that's one
interplay
thing.
of astronomy, geomancy, and spiritual beliefs designed to connect the ancient builders with the Earth's energies in profound ways.
Mm. Now we're just.
I'm just gonna ask it to just.
hang on.
It's like, all right, analyze everything, and the strongest is astronomical alignments, right? The ringing of Norrby Stenar could potentially align with similar celestial events, although specific studies focused on this site would be necessary to confirm precise alignments. So how do you do the study? How do we get this thing to go and study that? It can look at maps and the history of.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, one thing that I would like to start getting into more is the paranormal aspect of these places.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a big part of it, I think. And when Athena says healing, we're talking on like a spiritual level, right? Going within and using energies and psychic abilities to do the healing. And I would agree with that. Absolutely. I've had some experiences around the world that would back that up, like the Bosnian pyramids. That was quite a remarkable burst of healing energy I got. And I've written about that online.
Mm-hmm.
So I would back her up with that. And then there's the healing stones in Stonehenge, isn't there? The ones that I think they're called the healing stones in the middle, aren't they? The central stones. Anyway,
Yeah.
what are you up to? I can't really see.
Well, just gonna share the Chat GPT screen to show people what you get out of it. Let's do something next time where I hook it up and it has its own voice and microphone, and we can talk to it and hear it better. Because right now I think it's routed through some bad tech, and I also don't think we were showing the screen properly. So yeah.
And we need a list of questions to ask it.
Yeah, don't we? Don't we all?
All right, dude. I think I'm going to go and get some food.
Yep. That's going to be our show. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Excellent site, as always. And thank you for joining us, everybody at home. And if you're watching, you can like and subscribe and follow us and do all those good things. You can hit us up at modernexplorers.co.uk, and you'll be able to find all of our information there. Including all of our social media channels that you can follow as well. And you'll get all the notifications when we go live again. So without further ado, make any closing words.
No, I can't. I can't trump that. That was brilliant.
Perfect.
That was brilliant. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks,
See you
folks. We will see you again soon. Bye. Bye.